today as well. We will break this one down. The final two players that stand in West Asia. And if anything, this should be a bit of a showcase match, Rich, because they've done the hard work. The goal, ultimately, was London. E-World Cup qualification. Being the top two players in the world. I'm sure Msdossary probably had a smile on his face watching everything that just unfolded in the last couple of hours. Of course, gutted for fellow Saudi friends and competitors, but he would have seen a story unfold like that. He would remember what it was like when he first qualified for his first ever E-World Cup. Cut a long story short, that's his third E-World Cup that Msdossary's qualified for. But on the flip side for BeastBianchi, the dream story is completed. And now it's for the money, really, isn't it?
Saw a few people in the chat saying final bosses were meant to be conquered. Obviously back in BeastBianchi. He very well could conquer Msdossary, but I just think Msdossary wins these games. Has Msdossary, other than Mo Alba a couple of years ago, I don't recall Msdossary really losing finals.
If Msdossary's in a final, he wins.
Mo Alba's the only outlier on that.
And that was cross-console as well, you know, to add that in there. Of course, BeastBianchi kicking from right to left, if you haven't already known. Tundra Msdossary from left to right. What they're playing for is, of course, the trophy, the #1 ranked place from the playoffs. And $40,000. A decent chunk of cash. But it's hard to hit anymore at the height today, Richard, and across the weekend. We've been to the climax so many times. In games we've seen, in moments we've witnessed and commentated on. And it's been an absolute pleasure just sort of speaking about some of these storylines. Here comes Pele now for BeastBianchi. It's cleared off the line by Varane. I think from all of us, we just think that Msdossary is just going to have too much.
There's too much class for me in the final third and defensively as well. He doesn't get flustered in these predicaments.
Lovely ball, Bruno Fernandes. Msdossary, 2020 vision.
The double tap of dreams through the defence there. These two did match up earlier in the tournament. It went to extra time. 5-3, Msdossary won. That was in the winners bracket quarter-final. Since then, they've been on very opposing journeys, but find themselves with their paths crossing in this grand final.
Ronaldo. Chance, oh no! Msdossary strikes fear into South Africans all over the world right now, because he is an animal. When he gets to a grand final, he will always cruise through.
Great play, Bruno Fernandes with the pass into R9's path. Slotted finish at the near post. 1-0, Msdossary leads, and when Msdossary gets leads, very rarely do you see the result from here on out turn the opposite direction. It's usually one-way traffic, and that's Msdossary's lead being extended goal after goal after goal.
I think one thing we're not looking into enough here as well, I mean, for BeastBianchi, Rich, he's just come off a back-to-back game. How now does he calm himself down to go into this grand final and try and settle those nerves? He must be on cloud 9 in terms of that big result he's just had. Pele, play a lot works in his favour. Pele still, it's a little bit of a shambles at the back. I think there's a couple of animations that didn't work in his way that he would have wanted to, but that's Msdossary. When you make mistakes and when you fall into his trap, he'll say thank you very much. Thanks for coming.
Yeah, he got quite fortunate. The player lock inside the box. I think he got tackled and then he won the ball back, but as soon as it got back under his control, good composure, taking that extra little touch to the left-hand side before slotting it over the top of the goalkeeper. Msdossary leading 2-0 here in this first leg of a potential 4 legs of FIFA.
It's an early start and a dream start for Msdossary. I believe he's being coached by Enzo. He has been the coach for Tundra Esports, and I think he's actually going to be the coach for the Saudi Arabian team in the FIFA E-Nations Cup, which, as much it will be a heartbreak for Y2 Hearty, he is going to the FIFA E-Nations Cup. And maybe Msdossary, knowing that, wants to just get one over on BeastBianchi and say, no, you have taken down a couple of friends or teammates from Saudi Arabia, but you're not taking this trophy from me. As you said, as far as history goes, you sort of look back to any Xbox final or cross-console final. Msdossary's only really dropped one, and that was against Mo Alba, as you said, at the FIFA E-World Cup all that time ago.
Beautiful offside trap.
For free. Oh. There's gaps and spaces that shouldn't be available that are.
And look, we've seen BeastBianchi do some unbelievable things in this tournament. Whether it be leading 6-0, conceding 6 and then finding the where deep inside him and the wherewithal to get a 7th and win the game, or whether it's from 3-0 down to equalising 3 apiece. He knows he can come back. He knows he has the power and the bottle to turn games around. But it's a different story against Msdossary.
That's a massive goal back that he's just got there, Richard. Can't write anyone off just yet. Long time to be played. That's only the first 45 of the 4 halves concluded here in West Asia. It's advantage to Msdossary. But only just. And how about that? Having a Tifo in the game. Of course you're going to use it. Of course you are. If you got one, you got to use it.
Well, how would you not use it? I mean, it's a it's pretty incredible feat, isn't it, to see yourself in the video game that you play every single day.
It's great as well from all involved at EA to make the move with the Tifos. It does a great job of building these players up and helping build their personalities and follow it. You won't need to look as far as the Twitch chat or social media today to see the love that both of these two have had to get into the E-World Cup. Neymar still with it. Tries to get around the corner. Car back available. There's the heel to heel. Game on. Game on indeed. Well, if there's any question marks over BeastBianchi maybe having any sort of fatigue or lacking quality, I'll think again. We can all think again.
Yeah, beautiful play from BeastBianchi. Neymar was the ball carrier. Heel-to-heel flick, just putting it on a plate for R9. Simple finish from the Brazilian into the back of the net. Game well and truly back on here.
Well, question marks over how much mentally BeastBianchi's been through this weekend. 6 games, extra time, last-minute goals. His mental fortitude is ridiculous. Well, Msdossary's been described as the final boss. You have to try and take down. He's just such a good player in grand finals, Msdossary. Even when he's been in losing positions across these 3 days, he's always found a way to bounce back. He's the only player that's not lost a game.
Some feat, isn't it?
Chance. CR7. Offside.
Just offside there. Cristiano Ronaldo. As he looked to spread his wings yet again, Msdossary, in this grand final.
Such an even game. This is your grand final for those that have just tuned in. Two players battling out for $40,000. The pause comes in. 20 minutes left of leg one. Let's also not forget that BeastBianchi has to force a bracket reset, doesn't it? If he wishes to take down Msdossary.
It's going to be a very hard feat, isn't it?
A lot of games of FIFA.
The patience that he's showing right now, showed it a little bit in that losers bracket final, and we're seeing it right now as well from BeastBianchi. Certainly improved as the tournament's gone on. Calmness and a little bit more composure shown from the South African.
There's 16 minutes left in this first leg here. Pause cues by one of these two players. Of course, the teams that are using, the accounts that are using, of course, don't give us a clear understanding of which player is which, but changes are being made. That's all you need to know. With 16 minutes left, it'll be interesting to see what else there is to come in this game right now. Fair play to BeastBianchi. 2-0 down. He flipped the game on its head, Richard, and Bianchi back on the hump. I don't know what else we can do today, Richard, in terms of hitting any new levels. We've done everything.
We've been in every single corner
climaxed
and crevice of FIFA esports. It really has been a journey throughout this entire day.
That was 7 minutes of leg one. Still all to play for. This is the best way for a game. There'll be enough time. To get the ball forward for one final time. Nicely done. Msdossary looking to end leg one with just the smallest of advantages. Pele doesn't want to whip the ball in reversal, has to go back inside, falls to Frankie de Jong, who squeezes it in. Not your everyday goal scorer, but still he's got quality.
Yeah, Frankie de Jong, he can get forward, he can get amongst the goals. Great play again from Msdossary. Came out wide from Pele, creating the danger. Then Frankie de Jong inside the box. Beautiful dribbling from the Dutchman before firing home at the near post.
And that'll pretty much do us for the first leg here. Remember, if Msdossary wins in 2 legs, it's done and dusted. It's all she wrote. BeastBianchi has to win this 2-legged game and then that will force a bracket reset, and then we have to do it all over again. This is a very narrow game, Rich, and still so much up for grabs here in our final match of the day. If you have just tuned in, these two players are going to the FIFA E-World Cup. That's been the biggest headline here, that first ever South African, first ever African player to go to the E-World Cup, and also Msdossary back for his third E-World Cup. Here's the highlights, Richard, from that game. Talk me through them, because there was 5 goals.
Yeah, it was an incredible first leg performance. Msdossary started it with R9 Ronaldo, or should I say R18, getting the first goal of the game. Pele got the second. Player locked onto Ronaldo. The ball found its way back to Pele inside the box. You see the live reaction there from BeastBianchi as he conceded that one. However, the South African didn't let this early deficit set him back. R9 Ronaldo twisting, turning just before half-time, and then just after half-time, well, Neymar Jr. was getting in on the act. Heel-to-heel inside, down the byline, passed back to R9 Ronaldo, who slotted into the back of the net, but Msdossary left it late to seal his victory here in leg number 1. Pele out wide, reverse elastico into Frankie de Jong. Lovely bit of dribbling from the Dutchman, who rattled it in at the near post as a shake of the head comes out from BeastBianchi. He knows he's in a serious game going into leg number 2, which he has to win to keep this season, I should say, keep this tournament alive.
Yeah, I mean, for BeastBianchi as well, he's been through, so many games and so many difficult matches, and now he's up against probably one of the most difficult tasks ever. A player that just doesn't lose finals, from what history says and from what Msdossary shows us. When he's in big finals, when there's big money to play for, he always brings his A game. Yes, he might have conceded 2 goals in that one, but Msdossary still got something to show for that game, Rich. And that's a 1-goal lead, which no doubt he'll take over into that second leg to give him all the confidence in the world. But no, you're right. Msdossary wins this game. It's all she wrote. That's the end of the playoffs here in West Asia. Msdossary gets the $40,000 and will get that trophy for being the playoff champion. If BeastBianchi wins, which wouldn't surprise me, it'll probably go to like extra time penalties that he wins, and then a bracket reset happens, something like that crazy will happen. We do the game all again over 2 legs. So there is potentially another game to follow this if the South African player of Goliath Gaming does win.
I'll tell you a game that will be coming up this afternoon, and that's England versus Croatia. I've just actually seen the team news come in. It caught my eye.
Are you excited?
I'd say so, yes. Would you like it? The 1 to 11?
Go on, we'll do it quickly while we're waiting. Go on.
Pickford, Walker, Stones, Mings, and Trippier. Trippier's playing left back. Rice and Phillips holding. And then what looks like a front 4 of Mount, Foden, Kane, Sterling. So Foden getting a start, also Mason Mount getting a start as well.
It's interesting about the back line.
Yeah, hopefully England can start off with a win.
Yeah, get some predictions going in the chat as well. Who are you backing for the Euros? Let us know what nation you are backing for that tournament. As English football fans, we're, of course, naturally quite excited for today. And hopefully we can start our campaign in the best way possible. We will be jumping back into the action as soon as it is ready between these two players. 3 goals to 2. Msdossary leads in the tie. If you have just tuned in, this is our grand final, our last game of the day here. And we're back underway already. BeastBianchi, kicking from left to right, needs a goal to tie the game. And then Msdossary from right to left of Tundra Esports. I always talk about this with FIFA players, Richard, in terms of organisations that enter the space, esports teams like Tundra. And they put pen to paper with these huge players. Chance, Ronaldo to make it 4. Composure like no other. Anyone, me included, hits that first time. Msdossary doesn't.
What a pass, more importantly. An absolutely incredible ball over the top to pick out Cristiano Ronaldo on a sixpence. 1 touch to settle it. Pele to CR7. And then a volley on the bounce past the goalkeeper. Msdossary re-establishing his dominant position in this grand final.
Just the extra touch. The extra touch. So special from Msdossary that. Bianchi now needs 2 goals, not 1. pass it was. But no, back to the point I'm saying. There's very few players, Rich, that you can sign and you know will bring you a trophy every year or bring you an E-World Cup every year. Msdossary's one of them.
Yeah, it certainly is. I mean, a trophy pretty much every single year he's been competing. An opportunity to be at the FIFA E-World Cup, the biggest stage of all with all the eyeballs on it. He's guaranteed.
Chance. Ronaldo again. Msdossary's having a party. And you can just see behind him there's a couple of trophies. Well, make a bit of room because you keep playing like this, there'll be another one on its way.
Again, beautiful weighted pass into the path of Cristiano Ronaldo. Emphatic finish. And Msdossary setting his stall out early.
Bless you.
I don't have time to get to mute before I had to sneeze.
However, 3 goals. There's a lot of time left to be played. Remember that BeastBianchi scored 2 goals in 20 minutes or so in the last leg. Will Msdossary keep trying to just pile this pressure forward, try and find another goal? Msdossary looking really good.
It's just relentless, isn't he, in his approach. He's a bold winner, is Msdossary. He's a hero to the FIFA community as well, not only in Saudi Arabia, so this West Asia region, but to every single aspiring pro out there that you can do it on FIFA year in, year out.
One thing that Msdossary does well, Richard, is he just sucks time out of the game.
He makes you play quick because you don't get a lot of opportunities to attack. So when you do get the ball, you feel as though you're forced to go forward, you're forced to rush. You're almost playing directly into his hands at all times. There's very few players, Mo Alba being one of them, being only one of them that has sort of broke this spell that Msdossary puts you under, where everybody plays into his game.
Puts you into some sort of little trap that you just can't get out of. Maybe BeastBianchi's having a lot of the ball. Working in his favour as of yet. Chancer, BeastBianchi, that's a great ball. What a save! It's moments like that have to go in.
I still think I've officially made it, Brandon. Just had somebody tweet to me that says, @rbuckley98, bless you.
It's very kind of them, isn't it?
Very kind. Thank you very much.
Chance, Ronaldo. Oh no, watch that back post. Cheeky chip. Sorry. Who's him with confidence and audacity to even go for an effort like that?
Probably should have actually done better.
Davies, that would have been a goal.
I still think he should score that, to be honest.
mean, there's an option at the back post that he could have looked towards. That would have made it 4 goals. No doubt a scoreline that... way too difficult to pull back. Well, this is the situation we're in right now. 45 minutes Msdossary is away from being crowned, not just the king of the jungle, but the king of West Asia in the playoffs here. #1 ranked player, $40,000, another trophy no doubt coming towards him. Wonder what Coach Enzo will be saying to him in his ears right now, because he's in a really good position, Rich. He's got a 3-goal cushion.
Just more of the same, please. Just keep on doing what you've been doing. Keep on forcing the issue on your opponent. Don't take your foot off the gas and go and win an extra $20,000.
It'll be frustrating for Bianchi, but the bigger news, the bigger storyline, it's always been about E-World Cup final. That's what it's always been about since the very, very start. "45 minutes away from Msdossary and another trophy. Chance. And it goes. Hoof back out. Dream position to be in. I don't think he will throw this one away. However, this man performs miracles. He has performed a miracle today, sending South Africa.
I think he's on miracle duty because, I mean, yesterday as well was incredible. 6-0 to 6-6 today. 3-0 down to 3-3.
Chance. Ronaldo is offside. Can he break Msdossary down? Defeat the final boss, as many have said. Quadrado back to Pele. Final 30 now. Msdossary, just watch him just suck time out the game. Possession play is incredible. He's got all these different layers and ways that he enjoys playing his FIFA. He'll look for one more goal, maybe even. Cheeky pass around the corner, went for the double tap. Did not find his fellow Ronaldo up top. Pull it. Neymar cuts back, stings the hands of the goalkeeper. That's a warning shot fired again. Got to find the back of the net, though. Time's trickling away, and so's that hope.
It's got to be a goal before, what, 73, 74 minutes? More importantly, you also need to not concede against Msdossary, but he's got no real incentive to go forward. More than happy to keep hold of the ball and use the clock to his advantage.
Sorry, scores again. You better start writing that check for $40,000. Just controlled this second leg, hasn't it? Makes it look easy at times. I think he's playing a Swiss game. Honestly, you wouldn't think this is a grand final for $40,000. Just the way he's just keep possession, left to right, easy to like. The way he just breaks down a game, minute by minute, half by half.
He's a master.
He's been in the driving seat and he's mastered every single mechanic he needs to. He's going to be coming into London and the E-Nations, I should add on that, full of confidence. The worst thing is he's got another month to play still to perfect his game. Of course, you can understand the frustration from BeastBianchi. He's not touched the ball and he still will continue not to touch the ball.
He is the master of FIFA. He really is just incredible at the game. Incredible at managing the game. For everyone watching out there, how do you keep the ball? How do you see out games? You're seeing a grade A example of it right now.
And we do it in a game of foot champs, Rich, not for $40,000 on the line and the top spot here in West Asia. Pause has been queued, but there just isn't enough time, in all honesty. 3 goals needed in, I think there's 15 minutes left, maybe less now. He has not dropped a single game across these playoffs. Rarely happens. Msdossary normally drops a game in Swiss.
He has done it in the past, but I think we're looking at just a different Msdossary here, aren't we?
Msdossary that's hungry. Hungry fought the World Cup as well, Rich. How long is left in this game? Last 10 minutes, Msdossary. Minutes of real-life time and just under 10 minutes of in-game time away from crowning himself as another champion, this time in West Asia. And this time in the Global Series playoffs. There are far and few players that can continue consistency year after year, tournament after tournament, from home or at LAN. Msdossary's one of the few. He is the special one. Here's CR7. Easy as you like. Boro into the finish. He's not the king of the jungle. He's the king of West Asia. $40,000 in his back pocket. And the #1 spot after an incredible weekend of FIFA for the 2018 FIFA World Cup champion.
And he doesn't even look like he's broke a sweat doing it. He's quite literally just cruised through this tournament, Brandon.
All you can do is just sit back and learn and watch, enjoy. It's a master at his work. A master at the game. And I think the biggest story always was coming into this, Rich. There were 2 World Cup spots for this tournament. It does change the complexion slightly. Maybe it takes a sting out of this final. You are just playing for money. Yes, you're still playing for a trophy and the top spot, but it was all about the World Cup. It always has been about the World Cup. And for Msdossary, there'll be a 3rd FIFA World Cup final. And on top of that as well, he's bagged $40,000 and another trophy. Msdossary, congratulations. You, my friends, have consistency like no other. 3 World Cups in a row. And again, another trophy for him. Another big trophy here in West Asia. Incredible to see. And as I said, a master at his work.
He just quite simply is the best, isn't he? When he plays at his top form, which I genuinely, I don't even know if he was at his top form. He looked to have took the foot off the gas a little bit in those games. He was just cruising his way through. Msdossary, he'll be going into London, arguably as the favourite after this convincing, comfortable performance here in West Asia.
Yeah, incredible stuff. And what a weekend of FIFA it's been for myself and you, Richard. It's been an absolute pleasure covering the action, interacting with you guys at home. Thank you for being involved and watching some of these historical moments happen in front of our very own eyes. But Msdossary always is writing new history for himself. Year after year, tournament after tournament. Kyle and Mike, take it away. Brilliant stuff from Msdossary.
Indeed, Richard Buckley, Brandon Smith, thank you so much. It's been a great 3 days, and we have our winner of that tournament, Tundra's Msdossary, obviously going through to the FIFA World Cup, as well as bagging himself $40,000. Mike LaBelle, let's break down his performance. Was it ever in doubt?
Not at all. This was another day in the office. he was so good at just being able to control the pace of the game and the tempo, especially when closing out. Once he got ahead in the game and had that lead, it's nice to also start on the right foot. It helps when you're trying to slow down a game. You want to really be able to dictate the pace. I talk about this a lot when we're discussing FIFA. What makes some of the top players so consistent is that you always have to play against them at their speed, where they're moving, when they're moving. They dictate what happens and when it happens. You see the frustration, but to be fair to BeastBianchi, outside of having a fantastic tournament, a FIFA E World Cup spot, he also battled back against Msdossary, made it very, very competitive. This is all in the first leg, of course. Going into the second leg, maybe shift a little bit. You see the trademark offside trap, maybe slightly too aggressive there. Heel to heel, Neymar layoff, low driven, taps it home, 2-all. And then very vintage Msdossary. Patience, gameplay, game management. You see some of the wiggling, the working, really tight footwork there with De Jong, steps through it, bangs it on the near post. It allows him to go into the second leg with a lead, which also puts Bianchi under pressure. And if you're going up against, and we really should rebrand Msdossary at some point here because he handles pressure so well. I love that goal. I'm going to review that actually a little bit later on. But it just includes or it encapsulates so much that makes Msdossary special because he's so gifted with so many of the intangibles where it's not just the pass, but also he took an extra touch. And that touch was important because he allowed for the goalkeeper to move and then he could adjust. He's one of the best reactive players that we have in the scene, and also from a tactical standpoint, spectacular. He knows what to change, when to change, how to change, and also depending on oppositions. He seems like he always makes the right choice, and he completely took Bianchi out of the game. If we're going into the second leg, and the possession numbers must be absolutely ridiculous for this game in particular. Added a little more insult to injury. You see the ball roll there, smashes it on the near post, back heel. But this has kind of been wrapped up. Both competitors can be proud of what they've achieved. Msdossary in finals, it typically ends up with him winning. That's just been the trend, and I don't think that's going to shift anytime in the future. He's been, if not the most competitive or most consistent competitor over the last 5 years, he's got to be in the running, top 2 or 3. But I'd probably argue that he's got that covered in terms of him being able to qualify consistently to events and win something every single year. It's a guarantee. The grass is green, the sky is blue, and Msdossary is coming home with some sort of chip.
That is very, very true. Msdossary does win that, meaning that he is our champion here in the West Asia playoffs. He makes his way through right there to the FIFA E World Cup. We've got DW Dylan from Oceania. We've got Scars J from East Asia. And we've got BeastBianchi and also Msdossary both going through to the FIFA E World Cup. We've got 4 competitors there right now, Mike. It's starting to feel very, very real. We're getting to London so soon.
I mean, I'm here for it. I'm excited. I can't wait to have the LAN environment. I think we're going to get a chance to talk to Msdossary. I'm sure that he's going to co-sign that or put his stamp of approval. He's one of those guys that really shines playing in person, and it's nice that we get a finale that happens in person, and we get to see all these matchups that people have kind of been building up, saying, well, this is the best guy from this region and this region. But how does he actually compare if we go play against the best guys in Europe or the best guys in North America and South America, and et cetera? You see that happen all over social media. Well, we're going to find out. It's happening. August. Mark your calendar.
I cannot wait for that. Now, let's have a chat to our champion here in West Asia then, Tundra Esports, Msdossary. Welcome. Congratulations. What a performance it was right there. I mean, wow. Was it ever... Did you ever have any doubts at all? You make everything look so easy, Dossary.
Hi, Kyle. Thanks for having me. Let's say hard work pays off. I've been practicing for the last month or two. Kind of a day-by-day practice with my coach Enzo, which has did a great job, not just in the playoffs for the whole year. So I'm really happy.
Well, first off, congratulations as always. I feel like we've shared both virtually and in person. It's the similar dynamic. And you talk about practice. What does a practice procedure look like with Msdossary? Because the changes you make, they seem to work. Because I've seen you at events where I can tell you're working on new stuff, and when you're clicking, you've got it all figured out. What does that look like in order to go from being amazing pro FIFA player to being one of the best in the world?
Well, it's adapting about everything. So let's give you an example. I've been playing for maybe 5 or 6 formations for the whole 1 or 2 months to check which formation is the best for me. But 3 days before the tournament, I decided to play 4-2-2. And because how good the players can adapt fastly, I've done, and I've done a really good job so far with it.
You definitely have done a good job there. Now it's the focus shifts towards the FIFA World Cup. You'll obviously be coming up against all of the rivals from the different regions. How excited are you to be playing against those players once again?
Well, first of all, I miss some of my good friends there. So it will be really good to see them back again. I'm really excited, not just to play against them and do the rivalry thing. I'm excited even to see them. And hopefully we can do a great job over there, because all of this year been about to be able to attend to the World Cup or not.
Well, definitely. Hopefully we will see you very, very soon. It's going to be a good few months, or let's say 2 months, is it, until that? How are you going to keep yourself going? You've got 8 weeks, let's say, until the FIFA World Cup. What are you going to do in that time?
Well, to be honest, I think I've done hard work. I've been practicing for a long. So I'll take a vacation. Either Enzo, my coach, accept it or not. I'm taking it. And I'll just enjoy life for now, and then I'll be back to FIFA.
Brilliant. Well, I'm looking forward to seeing what you can do at that FIFA World Cup. Msdossary, congratulations, and we shall see you there.
I have one more message, please, if may I.
Okay, go for it.
Yeah. Well, the last 3 or 4 days, it's been hard days personally for me. My grandmother has passed away. So I've played this tournament for her. I know that I'll make her happy, seeing me as a champion. It's been a tough time not being able to be there with my family where they need me the most. But I have a commitment for my government, my fans, and even my team, my sponsors, to make them happy. Like, it's a deciding event, so I decided to play it, and I've decided not to be with these tough days with my family, but being a champion here, I know that it will make them happy in these couple of tough days. So I want to send this trophy to my grandmother, and hopefully I know that she will be proud of me.
That's lovely. Well, thank you so much for that one. Well done. Congratulations, Msdossary. I'm so sorry to hear that as well.
Thank you for sharing.
Hopefully, yeah, thank you for sharing. You'll be able to spend some time with your family. Thank you.
Thank you, guys. We'll catch up soon.